My name is Charles Quang. I'm a chiropractor and I study Chinese herbs, or just herbs, for the past 5 years. And I realized that there was a lot of confusion in applying herbs and using herbs to help the body. And because there's confusion, people don't use it as much and we don't get the benefit. So what I set out to do was to figure out what it takes to get Chinese herbs and herbs in general, and figure out what it's going to do to the body. And then I realized there was something more important, was what did the body need? So I started using herbs to help with different things that the body was trying to do, and I realized that instead of using herbs, we should have just been studying the body. And that's what I've been doing ever since. I've been using liquid herbs to help people for the past 2 years. And what you're going to be seeing is the success stories from everybody that came in and were able to get the benefits that liquid herbs are meant to do. And not everybody will get the benefits immediately. Most people don't. But if you let the herbs work with the body and let the body heal, you'll start to see the difference. As long as you can see the difference, you can see that they do work. And they are meant to help the body. The amazing thing about how fast the body works is when you know what the body wants and you give it what it needs. The body works. It's trying to cleanse. It's trying to heal. It's trying to keep the lymphatic circulation. But we don't know what it needs. So we try different things, hoping it'll work. With using liquid herbs and using very specific techniques, we can stop that and each week improve the body, get it to move, get it to heal, and every week make it count and not just hope for something will work. And that's what I've been trying to do, is find something that works. It's not comfortable, it's not fast, but it works. And I hope you can get some benefits from watching these success stories, because all these brave people have been trying to figure out what it takes to heal their bodies. And with liquid herbs, they were able to get benefits.
And the thing that really started it with Dr. Quang is he actually found out why a lot of this stuff wasn't working. Lupus for 20 years. A little over 20 years, supposedly. I started out with, well, basically, you know that old saying, I've got a rare blood disease. I started out with a rare blood disease. Basically, it was a type of anemia. I've had, I've had a splenectomy, I've had my spleen taken out. And since we started handling that, now when I take my herbs and get my massages and stuff, it's like, wow, I actually feel better today. I had a gallbladder surgery because I was having severe abdominal pains, and they thought I had pancreatitis. They took my gallbladder out, and it actually, what they were trying to handle actually got worse. I was diagnosed with lupus several years ago. Which is basically an autoimmune disease. The body attacks itself. And so I've had problems with my kidneys, my blood, sore a lot, swollen, get inflamed easily, tired all the time, that kind of a thing. That's kind of it in a nutshell. Okay. You know, the doctors don't really know what to do. They can treat symptoms. I've had lots of prednisone, which is a steroid, which has a lot of severe side effects in itself, but it actually helped me maintain my blood counts. I've been on blood thinners. I was on a medication that they give it to kidney transplant patients, and basically it knocks out the immune system. And it, what they do with kidney patients, it allows them the kidney to actually be taken into the body and maintained in the body. a lot of times if you put a different body part in somebody's body, the body will reject it, so that medication helps them to keep the kidney going. Anyway, they gave it to me to help my kidney problems that I was having from the lupus. Again, I had my splenectomy. It was basically, I was on a very high amount of steroids for about a year. And the doctor said, listen, every time they tried to take me off of it, my blood counts would go down. So they basically said, well, you can have chemotherapy or take your spleen out. So I had my spleen taken out, and that at least, it was kind of an unusual solution. That's all they can really come up with are unusual solutions. I had one doctor, as an example, I had a doctor I was seeing, an immunologist, and he was basically helping with me with my blood stuff and blood clotting and stuff, and I had been reading up some information about vitamin E, and how it actually helped blood clots. And I asked him one day, I said, what about vitamin E? Because I don't know anything about vitamin E. Like herbs and that sort of thing, or, well, there's no science behind it. Well, but the actual statement is there's no science behind it that I've actually studied or been allowed to look at. 20 years to realize that my illness doesn't exist. Lupus, it's nothing. It's saying, we're going to give a name to something, we're going to tell you you're sick, we have medications that we can give you that will suppress what's going on. End of story. There is no lupus virus out there. There is no insect that bites you and gives you lupus. You don't kiss somebody and get lupus from them. There are causes for it, obviously. But it's a stupid illness. I'm willing to pay for it, I'm willing to do whatever. But after you go 20 years, it's like, well, we can suppress your immune system, we can remove your body parts, we can give you drugs that will literally kill you on the long term, but we're not even going to look to find out what really is going on. I have been to medical doctors, nutritionists, chiropractors, you name it. A lot of different types of therapies. A lot of people saying, well, yes, we can definitely handle your thing, and and finding out I just wasn't getting anywhere. Or maybe I get a little relief for a little bit, and then it wasn't getting the right results. And so it's been a little hard for me to really pursue. I've been a little frustrated because I've always wanted to try, okay, good, I gotta find something, but I've got to a point where it's like, well, and even to the point where I would go and I would either know somebody, or my wife would go to somebody and she would get a result. But I didn't. As an example, we actually both did go to a practitioner who did traditional Chinese herbal medicine. And I got a little result. She got good results. She got great results. So with the stuff I have going on in my body, it's like it's a constant. There's always something constantly going on. So what happened was, it never really got results. There was still something that wasn't quite resolving. And the thing that really started it with Dr. Kwang is he actually found out why all that other stuff wasn't working. Or, I don't feel as good, but I know that I'm running something out. It's running out. It's not just running. So I've got a long road. But that's all right, because it's moving. Sorry. Whew. As you can see, there's been a lot going on over the last 20 years. Anyway, yes, it's moving. It's like it is, progress. If I have a little bit of a problem or something flares up or goes awry, we just go, okay, let's do a little fix here, and things start, changing. As an example, this whole flare-up, this recent flare-up started out because I was having shortness of breath. I've had 2 pulmonary tests in the hospital. I've had EKGs, I've had blood tests, go, well, yeah, I don't know. And then he was able to start, it's kind of an interesting thing with the herbs. It's like there's a bit of a juggling act, you've got some things you got to handle, and maybe you have to handle something over here to be able to handle that, so you handle that first, but then, you go back and forth. And, we started handling some of this stuff, and I'm actually able to start to breathe a little bit better, and walk a little bit better, and actually, I had a win, it sounds a little stupid, but I was actually wanted to go for a walk, and I did go for a walk, and I get out and I walk around, and it just, for most people, it's like no big deal, but for me, it was like great, it's like I can actually move my body around and start getting some stuff done. I have probably a little bit of a lot more of a runway and a little bit of a harder time getting through the stuff I have to get through because it's been going on for so long. But I'm getting results, which hasn't happened before. I actually have the right thing going on, and I can tell it's the right thing because when he says, good, we're going to handle that, well, guess what? That starts getting handled. I can tell if that's getting handled. I can feel it's getting handled. It's either moving out, or it's getting better, or I'm whatever. Anyway.
Wow. And how long have you been seeing Dr. Quinn?
It was like a month now or something, a couple months or something like that. Again, mine's not like, I've got a little pain in my shoulder, I'll go in for a couple of visits and everything will be fine. Mine's a bit more of a, a longer haul, it's going to take a while to handle everything I have to handle, but I have gotten more results in less time than I have in the last 21 years, so I'd say that was pretty dang good.
I'd say that's for some great results.
Yes.
I'd say, how does that feel to you?
God. You're going to make me cry again.
It's okay. It's an emotional situation. I completely understand. I'm trying to keep my tears back myself,
Well, I have had a lot of instances over the years where I would have hope. It didn't pan out. And that's probably one of the worst feelings there is. But it's also when I actually do see an actual result. And it brings that hope back. It's like, well, maybe I will actually be able to get this handled. That's pretty cool. And it's the hope is being realized. Things are getting better. I do have a long haul. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm confident that I'll actually, because things are moving in the right direction. So now I just need to keep moving that way, and that's, he has gotten the underlying causes. He's got the underlying. This is why this wasn't working.